funniest misunderstanding that made your heart feel warm and fuzzy after? My friend looked defeated as he told me, how could I stay married to my wife when she has them? Aiden slumped on the couch and said softly, I come home, and she's always with them. She always talks about them, and even stays up late with them after I go to bed. His wife Alexis sat still, calm as ever, unbothered by how distressed her husband seemed. My best friend Aiden looked up at me with tears streaming and softly said, I feel like I'm competing with someone I could never be. Someone perfect, who could take her to places I could never, who will never disappoint her. I felt every word pierce my heart like they were my own, his voice trembling, clearly hurt by everything going on. Aiden, it's okay. Those feelings are totally valid. No, it's not. Alexis cut in abruptly, looking at me with a winner's smile. Trust me, it's not valid at all. From the 2 years I've known her, Alexis always seemed like she was so in love with Aiden. They were the most romantic couple I'd ever known, constantly showering each other with compliments and gifts. But then 1 month ago, Aiden came home early from work with flowers to surprise her. But when he approached her, something was off about her. She gripped her phone tightly, sitting there with her eyes closed, biting her lip with a flushed face, headphones on like she was completely absorbed in what she was listening to. Oh my god, yes, she whispered. Aiden dropped the flowers on the floor and grabbed her headphones, yelling into it, she has a husband! Alexis jumped up laughing. What are you doing home so early? And what are you talking about? Aiden pouted like a puppy. I heard him. I heard the man on your headphones. Alexis giggled. Aiden, it's not what you think. It's... Before she could finish, Aiden had already walked back out the doors, too heartbroken to stay a minute longer. When he came back, Aiden was cold, looking at her with the face of a broken man. Alexis tried to explain, but Aiden refused to listen. So, what exactly did you end up hearing? And what man are we talking about? I asked. Aiden pulled out a portable speaker. Listen to this. All of a sudden, a deep, gravelly male voice growled out, I love the way you tremble when I whisper in your ear. My eyes widened. All the hairs on my body rose up. Wow, what a voice. I turned to Alexis, shaking my head. I'll be honest, Alexis. That's pretty incriminating. It's an audiobook, Alexis blurted out. A what? Before she could repeat it, Aiden jumped up and yelled, but listen to what he's saying. He scrolled through another timestamp on his phone. The luscious male voice continued. His eyes burned with a desire as he... Alexis grabbed the phone and hit pause, slamming the phone down. See? It's literally a book narrator reading a romance novel. I sat there, listening to them bicker and scratched my head. So, this fight, you're both fighting over books? Not just books. These kinds of books. Aiden snatched Alexis's phone and opened up her Goodreads list. Look at these titles. Look at these shirtless men on the covers. This guy is a billionaire CEO. This one's a hot motorcyclist bad boy. This guy literally shapeshifts into a dragon. And this one, he fell dramatically back on the couch. He's an actual demon with powers. How am I supposed to compete with that? The best I can do is build IKEA furniture without the manual. Alexis looked at me with a see what I deal with kind of expression. Aiden suddenly sprang back to life, pacing the room impatiently. I know you think this is crazy, but the way she bites her lip and gasps in public, I mean, one mom had to cover her kid's eyes. Okay, well, I thought I was being subtle, Alexis argued. And when she cried when her fictional man Castile said, I love you, but never cried when I said it. It was an emotional scene, Alexis yelled, covering her face up embarrassingly. She even told me how Rhysand was the perfect man for her. Aiden said in such a serious tone that it almost made me burst out laughing. You're jealous of Rhysand? I mean, Aiden, they're fictional men. Yeah, but the pain, the loneliness I feel, that's real. Alexis pulled a book from her bag and held it up. Okay, my adorable diva king, let me show you something. She flipped through the pages. The margins were full of tiny notes like, Aiden would love this joke and make this recipe for A. One page had, this reminds me of our first date, with a little heart drawn next to it. She showed us her phone's notes app where she had a whole list called Books to Read with Aiden, filled with stuff about his interests. Aiden's eyes began to get watery. She opened up another book and showed how she doodled Aiden plus Alexis in the corner on all the romantic scenes. She used a sticky note on one page that said a reminder, ask Aiden about planning camping trips like this. Even her Goodreads reviews mentioned him. You always made me feel like the main character in real life, so when I read these, I imagine it's you. You're my Rhys, and Aiden pulled her into a tight hug. You actually love me, he said, relieved. Alexis laughed. Of course, that's why I married you. They kissed and hugged it out, all while I sat there feeling more single than I'd ever been my whole life. I poured myself a glass of wine and hit play on the audiobook recording. The deep voice came through saying, lonely? I'm right here. I bit my lip without even thinking about it. Alexis and Aiden both started laughing at me.